Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jem Holographic, the 80s icon of drag. And before we get anything, I just want to say Happy New Year 2026. Woo! We made it another year, you guys, around the sun, and honestly, I'm really excited for what we have coming in 2026, but you'll have to be subscribed to my Patreon and to my YouTube channel, and hell, follow me on Instagram and TikTok while you're at it as well, so you can be caught up on all the things that I am doing. Synergy, roll that intro. Alright you guys, before we get into the meat of this video, I just wanted to give you guys a little update because I know that I've been kinda MIA on my channel for the last couple of months, but I did feed you guys some shorts, and especially highlighting my Dolls by Jem reproduction kit on how to string it. And I will have an updated video because there are some changes that I've made to that reproduction kit, which will be probably announced pretty soon. But I have been super busy the last couple of months trying to get Chucky replicas out, working on my Etsy shop, trying to build all of these online things that I've been working on. I have kind of neglected you guys on YouTube, but to make up for it, I have a really neat unboxing for you guys. Now you guys might notice I have a mint in box glitter and gold fashion here, and this is a little sneak peek into what's in this box right here. But I had unboxed this previously on my own time just because when I got the box it was extremely beat up. So even though I was saving this for this unboxing video, I had to open it and make sure that it was perfect on the inside, and it is. So I will be highlighting this a little bit later, but in the meantime, let's actually open this box. Now, you guys, I already know what's in here, but it's gonna be a surprise for you guys, but I just wanna say that sometimes being on that Problematic Bird app is beneficial. What do I mean by that? Well, I was on Twitter, and what happened to be up on my For You page, because I follow a few doll pages, is that somebody was cleaning out their grandmother's basement, and they found a bunch of new in-box Jem stuff. Now this post was a couple of hours old, but I commented anyway asking for the Jem stuff, and this user at Sulky's Dolls actually got back to me really quick. They let me know that the dolls were actually sold, but they did have some fashions, and you guys know all about the fashions, all about looking for fashions. And to my surprise, they were all new in box. So I asked them to give me a number, and the number was extremely right. So I went ahead and I purchased these. Oh my God. I just saw the fashions. Okay, let's not waste any more time and let's just get right into it, okay? There's a total of 7 new inbox Jem fashions here. So I am going to start, and I'm just gonna reach in the box and pull out the first one. So the first one that I have here is a Misfits Smashin' fashion, and this is the Makin' Mischief fashion. Now the Smashin' fashions were fashions that were specifically released for use on the Hasbro Misfits dolls, and they included Rio in here for some reason as well for the first year. But this is one of the more rare fashions to find complete and even new on the card, and as you can see, it's in really great shape. I mean, the top is kind of bent here, but you know, this is 40 years old, okay? I can allow this to straighten out, okay? And one thing that's really interesting here is that there is an original price tag on here. This fashion was originally $5.99 at a store called Shopco. Very interesting. You can see here, there's Roxy modeling the fashion, even though in the cartoon this was on Stormer, but you know, whatever.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? She stole my love!
And then another cool thing here on the back, you can see all of the first year Smashin' fashions. Of course, we have Makin' Mischief, and then we have also here a Gemstar point. And these were almost like box tops if you grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Old maiden.
On products, you would take off these little squares called box tops and you turn them into your school, and then the school would then send them back to the company, and then they'd get money from the company for funding. So what these Gemstar points were that if you collected the dolls and the fashions, they'd be different points, and you'd send them back to Hasbro, and Hasbro would send you some exclusive goodies and things like that. So I believe my Glitter and Gold Jem has one on there, but I didn't highlight it when I made that video. But I find it very interesting, these little Jem Star Point things. And again, I cannot get over just having this fashion. Before anybody asks, no, they will not be opened. They will forever stay packaged because I don't open any of my new inbox Jem stuff, okay? All right, let's get into the next one. And the next one, we have a flip side fashion. Now this is of course a fashion meant for Jem and Jerrica. This was a line of fashions that could be transformed from one design to the other, so that way your Jem and Jerrica doll could each have a unique fashion. Now this is up and rockin'. This is a pretty common fashion to find like loose and in pieces, but new in the box, I haven't seen that many and I've been watching them for a while. And again, Shopko $7.99 was the original price. I'll have to do some research to see how much that is now. But $7.99 for a Jem fashion, I wish, girl. And this flipside fashions, they came in a box instead of a card and clamshell. That's because there was more pieces in the boxes than there were for the card fashions. And this is the back. There is a sticker. Oh, you included some stickers, how cute. But you can see the back, all of the first year flipside fashions. You know it's the first year because they used the artwork that was done by, I believe this was done by Judith Nelson. I don't think it was Sharon Nattel, but I could be wrong. The second year fashions have pictures of the dolls wearing the fashion instead of the artwork. I guess at the time for the second year, they were trying to cut costs and it was cheaper just to take photos of the dolls and commission artwork. So that's how you know you have a first year or a second year fashion. And of course, we have the Jem Star Point on the back and it is worth 1 point. Really cool to have this again. This is so amazing. And the next fashion we have is a Rio fashion. It's again under the Smash and Fashions thing, but this is for Rio and this is on the road with Jem because Rio is Jem's boyfriend and stage manager.
And they were roommates.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
He has to have his own, you know, going on the road fashion. You can see Rio here. I do believe this artwork is done by Sharon Nattel. But you can see Rio and it comes with a jacket, some shoes, and some pants. He is illustrated with a shirt, although I don't think that this fashion comes with a shirt. Oh, it does, on the very bottom. Yeah, it doesn't come with a shirt, even though he's illustrated with one. That was interesting. And this price tag is from Richmond Gordon. And this fashion was $4.99. Again, $4.99 for a Jem fashion new on the card. Sign me up. I don't have really any Rio fashions. Both of my Rio dolls are dressed in their original outfits. So I will have to track this one down. That is not new on the card because again, I'm not unboxing any of these from the cards. They're gonna stay like this forever. So cool. I love this jacket. I'm gonna have to make this jacket in life size. Would you guys like to see that in a video? Let me know. And the next fashion we have is another flip side fashion. This is City Lights. And honestly, Jerrica's fashion is way more chic than Jem's fashion. I'm just gonna say. And what's funny is that this past year, Doja Cat released a new album and it's very 80s inspired and one of the songs, Gorgeous, in the video, one of the models is literally wearing this fashion. I'll put a picture up on the screen so you guys can see it, but just to show you how like cutting edge all of these Jem fashions and like on trend they were. Like even 40 years later, we have new artists referencing these fashions. So I just think that that's really cool. But this one is one of my more favorite ones. I do have some of the pieces to this, but not all of them. So I'm really excited to have it. Again, not unboxing it at all, but this is one of my favorite of the flipside fashions. So I definitely have to find this one loose so I can dress Jem. And then of course we have the back, again, all of the first year flipside fashions. And then of course the Jem Star Point is worth 1. All right, and the next fashion is an onstage fashion. This was meant for the holograms and Jem. You could put it in Jem, but this is Only the Beginning, which of course is the first Jem song that we hear in the cartoon. And this is a line of fashions for the holograms. Now Shayna in the cartoon is the one who wore this fashion, but we have it pictured here on Jem. And again, this is a first year on stage fashion. And then we see the back here, we see all of the on stage fashions. And what's most interesting about these is they're all pictured with Jem wearing them, even though a lot of these were worn by different characters on the cartoon. Command Performance was worn by Jem, but it was in purple. Dance in the Night Away was worn by Shayna, but again, it's pictured here on Jem. Permanent Wave is a Kimber fashion. Encore is an Aja fashion. Only the Beginning was worn by Shayna. Award Night was worn by Jem. Music is Magic was worn by Shayna in the cartoon. And funnily enough, the Twilight in Paris fashion is actually an outfit that Roxy wore of the Misfits. But it is pretty close to the outfit that she wore when she was performing Twilight in Paris, so I guess it's fine, even though if I do get a loose Twilight in Paris outfit, it's going on a Roxy doll, it's not going on Jem. But as far as only the beginning goes, one thing that I've always found interesting was that the illustration and the fashion are so starkly different. Like, the fashion itself is very light, but the illustration is pretty dark. Like, it's a dark purple jumpsuit, a dark purple belt, and the jumpsuit that is produced is pink and the belt is white. It's just very interesting the way things got translated when it came to doing the artwork versus the produced fashion. But this is one of my favorites of the onstage fashions, so I'm gonna have to, again, track this down. All right, and the next fashion is, funnily enough, Twilight in Paris. We just talked about it, so we can see it up close. And again, this is an onstage fashion, even though it is a Roxy fashion, which is so scandalous. I didn't mention it on this one, but both of these came from Kmart and they were both $4.99, which is so interesting to me, the way that these were priced back in the day, because these, which I'll get into how much I paid for all 7 of these fashions, but the pricing and the inflation of this stuff is just absolutely insane. But we can see in this fashion, it's very beautiful. It has this beautiful purple jacket dress combo, and it comes with a pair of underwear because these dolls are really large, so like with Barbie and stuff, they could get away with not including underwear and a lot of stuff. But with the scale of these dolls, it was pretty important, I feel, that they included underwear. And they did. Here there's a pair of purple panties and there's a single knee-high sock in this beautiful lilac color. And I do have, funnily enough, just the shoes for this fashion that I got in a lot. But yes, this is Twilight in Paris. And then we have the final fashion in this lot that I purchased. And this is a smash and fashion, and this is Out of My Way. This is a fashion for Stormer, and as you can see, she is portrayed here wearing the fashion. On the show, the colors were a little bit different. The actual dress itself was green and the flowers were a little bit different. But overall, this is probably one of my favorites for a Stormer to wear. I think it's really cute. I would never wear this myself, but I think that this outfit is so cute. And you can see here on the illustration for Stormer, she just looks like she's having a grand old time. So I love that for her. And this fashion came from Shopko, and it was originally $5.99. And again, this is a first year smash and fashion. All of these fashions are first year, which is really interesting. And then of course we have the back as well. See, it's right there. And yeah, this is the final fashion in this lot. And thank you, Sulky Dolls on X, for not only giving me these really cute stickers, which I'm gonna put on one of my journals, but also selling me these fashions for an extremely affordable price. And I also wanted to highlight that fashion from the beginning. This is a glitter and gold fashion, which is of course a second year fashion. This was actually sold to me by a fan in one of the Jem collecting groups I'm in on Facebook. Her name is Kathy. So thank you, Kathy, for selling me this fashion. This is the Midnight Magic fashion, which is it's honestly really weird, but I do kind of love it in like a weird way. It is this kind of like cloak and then sheath dress situation. Definitely not reversible. Like, this is definitely a Jem fashion. And then of course we have all of the Jem fashions here. By the way, I'm only missing Gold Rush and Fire and Ice. So those are the only 2 that I'm currently trying to track down. Not necessarily new in the box, but if y'all got one that's new in the box and want to give it to me for an extremely great price, please let me know. Okay, you guys, that was it for the unboxing, but I do have another topic that I wanted to talk about in this video, and it's gonna be kind of controversial for some people, but other people might agree with me. And the topic of this discussion that I wanted to have was the cost of the current secondhand market of these vintage Jem items. Now, granted, I have only been collecting Jem for about a year now. I started with my new unboxed glitter and gold Jem that I got myself for Christmas last year, and since then my collection has grown because I've been able to find things for very, very good prices. You guys already know, like, typically I don't spend more than $50 on things because I work for myself and, you know, I have to pay bills and feed myself. So if I have a little bit of extra money, I want to put it towards something that I need for my collection or that I want for my collection. And definitely this lot was like a little bit of a splurge because for all 7 of these fashions, Sulky Dolls on X only charged me $100, which blew my mind. and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. Like, I can't thank you enough. Like, thank you so much, because I don't feel like I would have been able to own one, not like even counting 7 of these new in-box gem fashions for my collection, anywhere close to that. Because if you look on eBay right now, the cost of these new in-box fashions is well over $100. And best believe, if you see one for under $100, like, put in an offer. Maybe the seller will be nice. But that's one thing that I wanted to talk about is since the release of this new Loyal Subjects doll, the prices of these vintage items have gone up exponentially. And especially when it comes to this new in-box stuff. Now, I will give the caveat that new in-box stuff is worth more than loose stuff. Complete stuff is worth more than just random pieces. So there is definitely a curve when it comes to pricing, but guys, there is no way that a new in-box gem fashion should be anywhere close to $100 for one. That's ridiculous. What I love about interacting directly with fans and doll fans is that typically they're not in the mindset of, oh, I want to make a lot of money on this. They're in the mindset of, I want to move product. And I feel like a lot of resellers that resell these vintage items, they resell them to make a lot of money and not necessarily to move product. And it creates this cycle of this person is charging $100 for this, but mine is in better condition, so I'm gonna charge $150. And then, oh, this person's charging $150 and mine's in even better condition, so I'm gonna charge $200. And the cycle just keeps getting more and more and more expensive. And then you have situations like with a lot of these gem fashions that are on eBay, they sit there and they don't move. The sellers don't accept offers. They don't reduce the price of these things. They keep relisting them at the same price. Like, that's the market value of the item. When unfortunately, and I am no expert, but I hate to break it to you, the market value for a new in-box gem fashion is nowhere near $100, especially when these fashions originally sold for less than $10 in 1986. So this fashion retailed, according to these price stickers, this Flipside fashion retailed for $7.99 when it first released in 1986. According to the official US inflation calculator, $7.99 now would be approximately $23. So your market value for this item unboxed is $23. Now, is anybody gonna sell this for $23? Absolutely not. I mean, I got a fantastic deal. If you divide $100 by 7, if you really wanna get down into it, I paid about $15 for each of these fashions, which is crazy. And thank you again, Sulky Dolls on X, because that is a dream come true for me. Honestly, I am forever indebted to you for this. But your market value for these fashions are $23 now. If they were on the shelves right now for the same price that they were in 1986, they'd be $23. Now, if you want to add, you know, $40 to that to round it up to 65, I would even give you 85 for a very decent condition gem fashion that's new in the box. Go for it. It would fly off the shelves. You get a sale immediately, because these gem fans that collect these Hasbro dolls are always in search of new in-box items, especially when they are in fantastic conditions like this. But this exact fashion you can find on eBay for around $150. And my question is, why? And the same listings stay on eBay for years and years and years and years and years, and they don't move. And then you have these resellers in these groups complaining that they're not moving product. And it's like, well, hello, the reason why you're not moving product is because you decide to charge more money than people are willing to pay, especially in this economy. Now, there is definitely a rarity factor to these. You know, the gem line was not flying off the shelves in 1986. She was not a failure by any means numbers wise, but she was not exactly doing like Barbie numbers or Transformers numbers. So there is a level of scarcity when it comes to these things. When you have a line that was moderately successful like Jem was in her first year, and you have all of these things, the reason why you can't find them new in boxes is because the people that got them actually played with them. So there's a scarcity factor, but then again, there's not. There's so many things that go into this that you have to think about, and there are definitely some rare gem fashions, especially some of those second year fashions are pretty rare to find loose and in the box. So that does add to the price, but again, there should be no reason why a gem fashion that's new on the card should be more than $100 for a single one. And the same thing goes for the dolls that are in the boxes. Like, yes, something that's in the box, especially a doll, and these gem boxes are very ordinary ornate. They're also very large. They're very easy to damage, especially the first year ones. But again, why are you charging $300 for a first year gem that's new in the box when there's 50 of them on eBay, and as soon as one is listed for less than that, it's gonna go, and then you're sitting there wondering why you're not moving product. And I just told you why. It's because you're overcharging. Listen, the gem community is niche, but we are mighty, okay? When we find something at a decent price, we snatch it up because somebody else in the fan community is gonna do it. And I'm so thankful that Sulky Dolls on X did not sell these prior to me messaging them, because again, like, these are gonna be so cherished in my collection. Like, once I, you know, reorganize my collection setup, these are gonna be really highlighted in my collection, because having a new inbox gem fashion is pretty rare because of these secondhand market prices. But also having them in this condition, even with the price tags that are on them, it is just so interesting to see how things have changed over the last 40 years since this stuff was produced. And that was just my little rant that I had to get out, because I have been dealing with this behind the scenes, trying to find like cool things, not only to unbox for you guys, but also just things that I would want for my collection. And it's just so much harder because things are just getting more and more expensive. Like, even a year ago, you could find a nude first year gem doll in pretty decent condition for like 15 to 20 bucks. But now people are asking like $50 for a really dingy gem that you would have to spend even more time trying to fix, which, plug, I have videos, link in the description if you need to clean up your gem dolls. But it's one of those things that really kind of is getting on my nerves, and that's one of the reasons why I spent my time developing the reproduction kits, because also there are a ton of dolls that were unreleased, and I'm really happy that the custom dolls that I've been producing so far, we have American Beauty Gem, which was an unreleased prototype, and Rapture of the Stingers. I'm very proud of the Rapture doll that I have finished. Of course, I'll pop up pictures here. They're both available to commission on my Etsy shop, link in the description. But I'm really happy that, for me at least, as a collector and also as a service to fans, that there is another avenue to get like new stuff, but you don't gotta really break the bank to do it. And I mean, guys, as far as this video goes, that was pretty much it for me. I do want to say again, thank you to Sulky Dolls on X. If you are a patron of the Bird app, please go ahead and give them a follow. And if you have any more gem stuff you want to sell me that's pretty cheap, like, don't sell it to nobody else, okay, girl? Okay? I'm the one, okay? Now, I would love to hear from you guys. Do you guys have any new inbox gem fashions? Do you have a collection of loose fashions on dolls? I'd love to hear how your collection is set up, and if you want to tag me, please tag me on Instagram at Jem_holographic. You can also tag me on TikTok at Jem_holographic. They're both the same for ease. And also, if you are a gem collector in need of accessories, custom fashions, or custom dolls based on unreleased things, or maybe you have a custom gem character that you want to make, I am open to commissions. You can follow me on my Etsy shop, again, link in the description. And don't forget to follow my Etsy Instagram, which will also be in the description. And of course, if you want to get early access to my content and have a little bit more personal interaction with me, you can follow me on my Patreon. The link will be in the description. One tier for everything, and you have access to all of my early content, and exclusive posts. And of course, if you'd like to tip a drag queen in need, because Lord knows in this economy, we can use all the dollars we can get, my Venmo will pop up here. And I'm of course very appreciative to everybody who chooses to use their hard-earned money to support me, and I hope in 2026 that we can build even more. I want to do even more content, more styles of content, vlogs, live streams, maybe some doll making videos. You'll have to subscribe to find out. Of course, if you subscribe to my Patreon, it's $5 one tier, gets you all of the member benefits. My content will appear there first, and then on YouTube second. And I already mentioned my socials, but go ahead and follow me on all of my socials. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any one of my new uploads. And as always, my beautiful people, be bold, be beautiful, be truly, truly, truly outrageous, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. And I just want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you to Salvador Diaz, DS, Safelight, Liam, and Corey. And in my holograms tier, Neverfilth and Aaron. Thank you guys so much for your support over on Patreon. If you guys are interested in joining my Patreon for exclusive content and behind the scenes footage, please feel free to click the link in the description down below. Thank you guys.